One of the funnier comments about your contract was, well, at least they won't trade Protas. You know why? Because your current deal is actually considered a really good one. I mean, guys with similar stats are making almost twice as much. How do you feel about that? I mean, do you try to push those thoughts away? Because right now you've clearly stepped into a whole new level and maybe you feel a little, I don't know, unsatisfied?
No, not at all. I knew from the beginning that I wanted to stay here. That was my top priority. Money wasn't at the top of the list, definitely not. What mattered most to me was my comfort here, whether I was happy with the organization, and I'll say this, I'm genuinely happy here. This team believed in me when pretty much no one else did. I mean, even during the draft, this team gave me the chance to make one of my biggest goals, my dream come true, to play in the NHL. The team trusts me, they made it clear they're counting on me, like with this 5-year deal, and for me that was the most important thing. I really wanted to stay here for as long as possible, and I was really happy with the term of the contract, and at the time the money was great too. Everything came together perfectly, and even now I don't think about it. I just want to help my team win, and that's all. I'm really happy here, and it's hard to explain, but I honestly feel a sense of pride every time I put on this jersey. Wearing this Washington jersey, seeing the Capitals logo, especially after getting drafted and understanding the whole story behind it, there's this really fulfilling sense of responsibility. You realize how awesome it is to be out here playing for the Washington Capitals, and I'm really proud of that. I wanted to stay here, and I still want to stay as long as possible. But now it all depends on me, and God willing, if the organization keeps believing in me, I'll be here for as long as I can.
Well, money's
and
one
time
thing.
will tell, yeah.
But I mean, your status has definitely gone up too. I remember you once told stories about meeting guys like Ovechkin, Malkin, and other players, how you just stand there and not say a word. What's that like now?
It feels really good. Like after one game, I saw Evgeni Malkin talking with someone, and again, I just stood there quietly because it's not about, money or status. It's just that there are two legends, and you just stand there and listen. Especially when the older guys are talking. It's, in itself normal for the younger ones to stay quiet. And when we were saying goodbye, he said, "Keep it up, don't stop, good stuff." Moments like that mean a lot. Even Russian guys, from other teams are paying attention, like Kirill Marchenko. He's having a great season. He also gave me a compliment last time we played them. He said, "Well done, man." Stuff like that really means a lot, that others notice too. But again, I mean, the season's still going, and it's just one season. I want to prove that it's not just a fluke, There's still a lot of work ahead. There is this big responsibility now to prove that it wasn't just one lucky year. God willing, it keeps going that way, and I really want it to. I will do everything I can to repeat it and to keep improving year after year.
You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
They've set up this little corner here where you can buy players' helmets. Well, for example, Alexei's helmet goes for $300. There's a list of players. Sticks are available. Oh, by the way, there's one of Ovechkin's sticks. Pro stock stick pricing. His stick costs $400. It's the most expensive one here. And I think these are old sticks, and it looks like he doesn't use them anymore. Well, at least not these FT6s or Trigger 8s. So that's probably why he handed them off here. He uses a 100 flex. Shout out to everyone who said he plays with an 80 flex. Nope, it's 100 flex with these specs. Yeah, Avi plays with these. So yeah, it's clear these aren't his current game sticks, but judging by the curve, they're definitely his pattern. Well, that's cool. You can buy Alexander Ovechkin's stick here for just $400. Or, for example, you've got goalie masks going for $7,500 and $5,000. They even have laundry bags, visors for $50. And a bunch of other gear like blockers, catch gloves, pads, and used jerseys. There are also game-worn jerseys, and even gloves or socks. I mean, I don't see anything from Ovechkin or Protas here. Yeah, there's nothing here, but you can still buy official Capitals gloves. So yeah, I mean, if you ever feel like gearing up for practice, whether you're just a rec player or a young pro, you can come here and stock up. So you're the best looking, sharpest guy on the ice. Pretty cool stuff. It's really good. When I was watching one of your interviews, I noticed you have this great, and I'd say from my experience, pretty unique ability to quickly recall funny stories. And when someone asked you to tell a memorable on-ice moment, you brought up the one where during a zone entry you hit Zendo Chara in the face. And there was another really cool moment that honestly surprised me. In the NHL, some guys, probably the ones who are really intentional about it, they actually give warnings before they hit someone. Like, they will yell out, "Hey, heads up." And I was shocked by that.
Wilson too, sorry to cut you off, but Wilson started doing that as well. You can see it in one of his recent interviews. If he sees that a guy truly doesn't see him, he'll call it out. Because, at the end of the day, a lot of those guys, even the so-called enforcers, the tough guys, it's funny because they're actually some of the most respectful out there when it comes to physical play, Most polite ones, so to say. They're often the ones who give you heads up, try to warn you, and that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, well, for me, that really comes down to the fact that at the core of it all, it's about respect, not just about smashing someone at all costs. That's the key.
Exactly.
That's what makes it special.
It's great, it really is. I mean, it's a man's game, but it's built on mutual respect. No one's goal is, to kill someone out there or take their head off because that doesn't help you, it doesn't help them, it doesn't help your team either. No one benefits from that. And
do you give warnings?
Me? No, not really. I don't throw that many hits anyway, so I'm not really in the position to... nah.
If it were the playoffs, would they still give a warning?
Now, that's an interesting question. Playoffs. I don't know, honestly. Even though I've only played one round so far in my career, I feel like during playoffs your head's in a swivel all the time anyway. So you're always ready, you must be. In theory, they shouldn't even need to warn you, because you should always expect someone to come at you physically at any moment.
Do they warn people in the AHL?
No, I think it's kind of the same situation. You always have to be ready. Guys are flying around, lots of hits, you've always got to stay alert no matter what.
Okay, tell us a fun story. I know you've got that unique gift for it.
Yeah.
Something that happened on the ice, maybe with one of our Russian guys.
I always got a kick out of Kuzya, how he'd joke around or shout stuff at the Russian guys. Always fun to watch. I remember once I think it was Zadorov out there on the blue line. Kuzya yelled "Come on, let's see what you've got there." And the puck was coming towards him. He tried to do something, but it slipped and he yelled, "Oh, crap." And I'm thinking what are you doing, man? He's taking backwards crap. And it's always like that whenever there is a face-off and there are two Russian guys lined up, like Alexander Mihailovich and someone from the other team. He'll say stuff like, "Go hard on him," always, slash him on the calves or something. Just throws out there and everyone starts laughing, and he'll throw stuff at goalies too. It's anyone really, it's funny. It's always a blast to watch. I remember when I reckon Orlov came to Boston, I think Kuzi was cheering him too, "What are you even doing here? Get out of here!" Just stuff like that, It's always hilarious to watch. Those were great moments. He'll always give you something to laugh at or watch what he'll do next.
Even though you're a big and tall guy, if someone meets you, they'd probably think twice about getting into anything with you. But I mean, regardless, you're actually a very calm and humble guy. And I know your team captain once told you, "Alex, you gotta be more bold. You gotta be more pushy." So did you get bolder?
Damn it. May Alexander Mihailovich forgive me, but no, probably not. No, I've just been focusing on developing my game. I know that, let's say, if we're talking about the physical side of my play, that's not exactly my strongest area because, take for example Tom Wilson. I realized that I'm not gonna be able to just pick up speed like that and, as our coach says, send someone flying into the fourth row, up into the stands. So yeah, when I go in to pressure someone or whatever, my priority ever since I was a kid has always been to get the puck. I don't know, I just can't change that. Even talking with the coach in our system, he always says, "I don't care how you do it, whether you play the body or use your stick, what matters is that you take the puck." I understood that this was something I've always done pretty well, so I focused on that, for instance. Like stripping the puck and making it a play with my stick, just, poking it away, or little moments like that. And I was never really the guy who'd just pick up speed and throw a big hit. Of course, you need to play physical, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not saying otherwise. There are moments when that's absolutely necessary, but most of the time, I prefer to make a play and take the puck so we can stay in the offensive zone instead of having to chase back, because physical isn't always the best option in a situation.
Can you remember a moment when you messed something up and it really chewed you out for it? What was the harshest?
Sure, even during the game it happens. Like against Calgary, I made a bad pass, just not accurate. He yelled at me in English, right there on ice, pretty sharply, and you realize it's time to wake up. That's him being a leader, and he's great at it. In the locker room, he doesn't always say much, Different leaders have different styles. Some lead by scoring goals, like he does, for example. And when he does speak up in the locker room, everyone immediately goes quiet and listens. He doesn't speak often, but there are guys don't get me wrong, there are people who never stop talking, who just keep chatting non-stop. So he doesn't talk often, but when he does, everyone listens. Nobody even opens their mouth. And on the ice, it's even more clear. You just know you'd better not mess up too often.
I want to wrap up this story about Washington with something connected to the beginning of this country. No, it didn't begin at this memorial. But it symbolizes so much, including unity, because it was Lincoln who united the North and South and made the country whole again, helped people with different views and backgrounds come together under one flag. And I'd like to believe that sports can carry on Lincoln's legacy, to be something that brings people together. That's all from me for now. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.